Hello and welcome to episode number 141 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets with us, Geeks on Tour. Our beginner's lesson today is how to get music on your smartphone, but Chris has a quick tip. What do you have there, Chris?
Yeah, this was something that people found at the rally we were at last week. And I said, yeah, I've never shown that. This is a cool little thing about Google Photos and something called Lens and the cool stuff it can do. So it is called Lens. It is just with Google Photos, and it's really cool what it can do with business cards. First, I'm going to show you what it does with just a picture. It's that button in the lower right-hand corner there. When you are viewing a picture in Google Photos, it's replaced the I button, and the I button is somewhere else now. But if Google understands your picture, and it doesn't understand all of them, but if it does, it can give you some really cool information. Like this tells me that this photo is the Corona Arch. And it tells me that this photo is a business card, and it actually can optical character recognize the name, the phone number, and it can even make a contact. So I want to show you that. So I'm on my iPhone here, and this is Google Photos, and I have found some example photos that I know work with Lens. So often it just says, sorry, I can't see that. I don't
know what that is.
I don't understand that picture. That happens a lot when you try Google Lens. But so if I tap on this delicate arch, I thought that was the delicate arch. So this was interesting to me. I tap the Lens button.
It's the Corona Arch.
And it tells me that that's the Corona Arch in Utah. Tells me exactly where it is, how to get to it. So that's cool. But hold my beer, watch this. If you take a photo, and this is not a scan, there's nothing special here. You just take a photo with your phone of a card. This happens to be the card of our wonderful travel agent. And you tap the Lens button. That's the one with the dot in the middle. And it takes a look at it. And it recognizes the name, the phone number, the email. I could give her a call. I could send her an email, or I could add her to contacts.
That's handy.
Very. There's lots of other ways. We've shown Evernote scanning business cards that go into your contacts before, but this is just even easier. Just take a picture.
I like it. All right. So, yeah, that's not what I wanted you to do. Yeah, let's do it. Hi, everyone. I'm Jim, and here together with my wife, Chris, we are Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks who teach, and we think the best way to learn is on a regular basis. So we came up with this weekly show. The main purpose of it is for us to learn, and that's really what happened this week, because the really best way to learn is to teach. And we know we have a lot of people in our audience that are fellow teachers, but we record all this stuff and we put it all on our website at geeksontour.com. After each of these live shows, it gets recorded on YouTube, and I write up show notes that get posted hopefully by Wednesday of the same week. So visit our website, geeksontour.com, and make sure to sign up for the free newsletter there. That gives you an email every week when the show notes are ready.
All right, Chris, today's show, music by request. So if you have questions during the show, use the chat window there in the YouTube, and I might even be able to put that up there on the screen. Let's see if that's going to work for us.
Wow.
How about that, huh?
He keeps getting fancier and fancier with this stuff.
Okay, so we got some people joining from Mazatlan and Canada and California. And Ron wants to know about our cool background, and that is a green screen. We have our space shuttle going today.
Oh, you don't want to tell them that we're on our way to Mars?
All right. So, Chris, where are we now?
Well, we are home in Fort Lauderdale, and with our studio, with all the wires and cables and cameras and that green wall that is what's behind us. That's where we are right now.
That's pretty cool. All right. I don't see any questions yet, so let's get on with it.
Okay, because I got a lot today.
She's got a lot to do. All right.
So, beginner's lesson today, how to get music on your smartphone. And this is something I got to say, we had to be pushed to do this topic. It is by request. Somebody said, when are you going to do an episode about music? I said, well, we really don't use music all that much on our phone. So, okay, it's time for us to learn. We learned this week, and here's what we came up with.
And the house was filled with music this week.
Yes,
It was kind of nice.
We did have more music this week than normal. Oh, I didn't grab Alexa.
Aw.
Yeah, usually how we get music is we just ask one of our services, and that one's not on either, is it? We just say, hey, Alexa, play me some music. And I have gotten extra lazy with, she's answering me, but yeah, that is so nice and easy. If you walk in the house and you don't want silence, you just say, play some music for me.
And it just
and
comes out.
I'll kind of take whatever she gives me. So I call that being a very lazy music lover. And there are other services for you too, if that describes you. We recommend the streaming services, also known as radio services. Spotify is by far the most popular one. Pandora is the one that I think has been around the longest. Then there's Amazon Prime, which is mostly what Alexa gets her music from, I think, and Google Play. Now, one thing to know about these, though, streaming. What does streaming mean? It means it's coming from the internet. It is not on your device. It is not available if you are offline. So that's that green check mark there. Realize that you better have unlimited data if you're just doing this on your phone.
Or you better it does use data.
Or you better be connected to free Wi-Fi. Now, the next level of music lover, I call discerning, just meaning, okay, you don't want just any music. You like to build your own playlists, and you like to maybe even buy some music. And for that, we do recommend paying. It's like $10 a month for most of these for the premium streaming services. Mostly the same as the free ones, Spotify and Google Play Music anyway. There's no way to get Apple Music free that I could see for the streaming service. That means, so if you pay the $10 a month, it means that you don't get commercials. You know, it's not like radio. You don't get commercials. You can build your own list. You can upload your music to it. And the top level, at least the top level that I'm going to deal with, we are not talking about real professional audio files in today's show. There's lots, maybe we have some friends who are.
We have some friends who are heavy into it.
And maybe we'll have one of them on as a guest, or a couple of them on as a guest sometime, and talk about higher level music. But the last set that I want to talk about is, I call it collector. So let's say you have, and we have a couple boxes full of CDs. These are from our friends, Victor and Penny, and this is an old one that I just love, the Baghdad Cafe, et cetera, et cetera. So you have a collection of CDs, or maybe even vinyl, and you like owning your own music. So number one, you want to get these in the digital format. And number two, you might want to buy more digital. So how do you deal with that? You deal with that with a cloud storage service like Dropbox or OneDrive. But then, and that will store them. But if you want to make playlists, you still need a music player to go along with that. Okay, so that's my kind of top level overview of what's available. You can just get radio, you can get unlimited lists of music that you can put together in playlists for yourself, or you can own your own music and put that in cloud storage. So what is my I just, I did used to like music more than I do now. I have gotten so lazy, but so I am basically lazy, but I do like music. And after learning it this week, I think my plan is to have one premium streaming service that allows me to discover new music and to make playlists. I remember being at a dance party once and, and their music crapped out. And we figured, well, we have the tools to do a dance music, but I wasn't prepared. I didn't have a playlist of what I like. There are dance music playlists available in any of these streaming, but they may or may not have a different definition of dance music than you do. So making your own playlists. And then secondly, I still like to own my music. So once I come up with playlists that I really like, I think I will still buy the songs and store them in my personal cloud storage. So that's my plan. So first, if you do have CDs, how do you get them onto a computer and then onto your phone? Well, it's called ripping. And the computers make it very easy. You just insert the CD. What's that you say?
I don't have a CD player.
You don't have a CD player? Well, then you might have to invest in one of these.
This is an external CD player. It plugs into the USB and into power. So a lot of them just only have one, but this one has two. So it'll get its power and it'll get its signal.
And what these aren't very expensive.
No, $30.
Okay, so you get one of these, plug it into your computer. Now you can put a CD in here, and then on a Mac, it's the iTunes that will pop up and say, would you like to import this CD into your computer? And if nothing pops up, then you open iTunes and you should see a button here. It says import CD. And on Windows, it's Windows Media Player that should pop up, or if not, you can open it manually. And here it is called Rip CD. And that's all you have to do. It goes through your CD and it gets all the songs and it saves them on your computer.
Now, there's even a setting on, at least on mine, where I can automatically rip a CD. As soon as it's put in there, it'll start ripping it to a file.
Mm-hmm. But where do those songs live now? On your computer's hard drive.
Right.
So I still can't play it on my phone. And so that's that's where the cloud storage comes in. All right, so you rip your songs from your CDs and you have them now on your computer. Now, let's say you also want to buy some new songs. Why? Well, I say so you can keep them and store them where you want, and to support the artists. There was a time when we paid a lot of money for for music. Now we pay the $10 a month to a streaming service, and we expect them to pay the artist. And not all artists think that they're doing that very well. Where do you buy them from? iTunes, on or Google Play, Amazon, and Microsoft Store. I was kind of impressed this week to find how Microsoft is involved in all of this. I think of music, I think of Apple.
Right.
Period. But
iTunes, they were first.
Yeah. And you might have a history with Apple. So, all right. So your music in cloud storage. By cloud storage, I'm referring to Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, or Dropbox. So I want to show you that just for a second to make it easy. So I'm showing you my iPhone right here, and I have a bunch of Microsoft stuff in my Microsoft folder, and there is OneDrive. So OneDrive starts off on my computer, but then when it synchronizes to the cloud, it's in my OneDrive account in the cloud, and I can get it on any other device. So there's OneDrive, and there's all sorts of folders. I have a ton of stuff in OneDrive, but one of these folders is music. So I tap on music, and every album that I ripped is in a folder. So here is a relatively obscure one, Marty Robbins' Songs of the Islands. This was from my mom. We lived in Hawaii at one point, and she danced the hula, and I always like to have these songs. So here from OneDrive, I can play a song.
Lovely hula hands, graceful as a bird in
Okay.
She'll get her grass skirt on soon.
But just using the cloud storage service, the OneDrive, I can't make playlists or just shuffle all my songs and play them. So you also need a music player app. And I first tried uploading my
music.
my music to Dropbox. And I downloaded an app called Evermusic, but I don't know. It just gave me trouble. I didn't have a good time using the Evermusic. So I tried the one called Groove, which goes with Microsoft OneDrive. And I found that to be really, really easy. As soon as I put any music into my OneDrive folder, it showed up on Groove, and I could play it and make playlists and everything I wanted. So that's the one I pick, but up to you. And of course, there is iCloud as well, but that's just different. You use iCloud if you have been in the Apple world and you already have stuff there anyway. So those are the three that I looked at for cloud storage of your own device. Now, music streaming services. I just list 5 here. There's even lots more. Spotify is the king. It's known as by far the most popular, and it does have a free version, meaning you get commercials just like radio. The cool thing about Spotify is it's easy to discover new music. So there's just it's curating music for you all the time. But if you pay $10 a month, you can then make your own. Well, you can make your own playlists even in the free version, but you don't get any ads if you pay the $10 a month. Apple Music, there's no free version. It's $10 a month. The cool thing about the Apple Music is how you can personalize it. It goes through a bunch of series of questions as to what you like, so it will give you just what you want. And if you have your own music that you want to upload, you can do it. You just have to turn on the iCloud Music Library setting and be paying the $10 a month. Now, if you're not paying the $10 a month, there's this thing called Match, which for $25 a year will allow you to access your purchased music from any device. Google Play Music, it has a free version and it has a $10 version, which includes YouTube Red. So I ended up going with YouTube Red, and you can upload your music even in the free version. So I thought that said a lot for Google Play Music. Amazon Unlimited is $10 a month. If you have Prime, it's $8. Now, if you have Prime and you have an Echo, Alexa, then the music feels free. But you're really paying for it with your Amazon Prime. Now, one thing that is interesting, I felt, about the combination of the streaming services and your own music. Yes, all of them allow you to upload your music and have it included in your library in the streaming services. But it's not really still yours. If you do the process to upload your whole library, let's say you have 500 songs that you ripped from CDs or that you bought, and you're on Google Play or Spotify, and you say, include all of my music in the streaming library. When you quit Spotify or Google Play, you don't have access to this is the way I understand it.
All right.
I mean, it was really kind of tricky, but which is why if you own music, you need to keep the copy of it somewhere. Don't just trust it to Spotify, because although it will be available to you in your playlists, only as long as you are using Spotify or Apple Music or Google Play. Okay, so of those, pick one. You don't want, like I have this week, to be using them all and get so totally confused. Just pick one, and they're all good. I picked the YouTube Music and the Google Play Music because they kind of come as a package with the $10 a month that I pay for YouTube Red. So I pay $10 a month to Google, and in that I get YouTube Red, which means I get to watch all YouTube videos with no advertising,
no commercials.
And I get to have it play in the background. If I have YouTube Music on my iPhone and I now want to go and look at my Google Photos, the music or the videos keep playing in the background. That's something that YouTube Red gets you. And then I get Google Play Music. Okay, so I'm going to do a demo now. I'm going to do the lazy thing, and that's like just asking Siri. So let me just ask Siri, play some music.
Unspecified music.
Yeah. So what's it doing? It's just shuffling all the music that is in my iTunes or Apple Music Yeah, not Apple Music, because I'm not paying for Apple Music. So it's, I lost my propeller. So it's playing all the music in my iTunes. Those are items that I've bought. There we go. Okay. So that's how easy it can be to play music. Let's also show you, I'm going to do 2 of these on the iPhone and 2 of them on the Android. In my experience this week, it really doesn't matter which device. Even the Apple Music works on Android, one of the few things. So I'm just going to show you Spotify on the iPhone. You just tap on Spotify, and the thing that I like about it, if you go to Home, I say, I don't need to know what music I want to play, just what mood am I in. So am I, songs to sing in the shower. That sounds good. So that's all you do. You just open up Spotify, and this is the free version. That sounds like I'm going to dance in the shower. Okay, and I just tap plus. Now it's time to sell me on paying $10 a month to get more control. But as I say, I decided to go with Google Play Music for that. So that's all I'm going to show you on Spot. Well, no, I'll show you one other thing. You can just search for anything. So, Harry Belafonte. There we go. Search for Harry Belafonte, and I can just shuffle. Now, where is this sound coming from, though? This iPhone actually has a pretty good speaker.
Yeah, it does.
But you probably want it to come out of something else. So we have a Bose Bluetooth speaker right in front of us here. And you just need to push the button.
It has to be turned on.
And
it needs to be paired. But right. I think it did. You had it paired earlier.
I think it paired automatically, yeah. But I want to show you on the iPhone where that is. And it's in your settings and Bluetooth. And yes, it already is connected to the Bose Mini SoundLink. So now, if I go back to Spotify and just shuffle play, it's playing out of the Bose. And
dicen que por las noches Tomás se la iba en
hopefully you can tell that that's better.
Yeah.
Better quality.
Yeah, the Bose Mini is a wonderful, wonderful speaker. I use it in here, just hooked up to my computer most of the time.
Okay. And the next thing I want to show you, still on the iPhone, is YouTube Music. Now, that's all I've been using for the last few months because I understand YouTube. And YouTube Music is just a different fork of it. Because I'm paying the $10 a month for YouTube Red, I get YouTube Music advertising free. And here's the home. And just like the Spotify, I can just let it play me something, or I can go to my library and I have made playlists. Now, I've made a playlist for when I go visit my mom. I try to get music. Oh, she liked Harry Belafonte. Or if I want to see what's next on the playlist.
Down the way where the nights are gay
Here it all
and the
is.
sun shines daily on the mountain
You
top.
know, Doris Day is in my mom's vintage. And notice that I'm getting a video with this one because this is YouTube. So if you feel like watching something while you're listening, YouTube music is pretty cool. It's also taking a bit more data.
A lot more data
A lot
when you're
more
doing
data.
video. It's pretty amazing.
So this is the kind of thing that you want to do when you're on free Wi-Fi or if you have unlimited data. All right, now I'm going to go to the Android. And first, I just want to show you that Spotify is the same. Now, you do have to have an account. I have a free account, but I have already logged in. So on this phone, and notice it on my Android sees that I just played Songs to Sing in the Shower and Harry Belafonte on the other one, on my iPhone.
That's cloud computing.
That's cloud, that's right. And also known as streaming. Now, your favorite coffee house, that sounds nice. So once again, this is just like the radio, just like turning on a radio. But a radio that you can tell it what mood you're in. All right, so just to see that Spotify is the same, and I have to stop it before I can go to other things. But what I really want to use is this Play Music. So that is Google Play Music. And I want to show you how you add something to a playlist. So in Google Play Music, I can be looking, I just have the 3-line menu at the top right, just like everything else in Google. So I'm very comfortable with this. And there's Music Library. So these are all the music albums, items that I have either uploaded from albums that I've ripped or that I've just played while in Google Play and said that I liked them, add them to my library. You can look at playlists or stations, so you can make your own radio station like Belafonte, or I can see the albums that are included in my library. And all the way down at the bottom here, I think, is an album that has island music. Yes, so Under the Coconut Tree. Now, this is not one that I own. This is one that I've just played while I've been using Google Play Music. But I have made a playlist for island music. And no island playlist is complete without Red, Red Wine. So the way you add something to the playlist is you just tap the little 3 dots and add to playlist. And you could create a new one, or I have this one called Island Music. And one song has been added to island music. Now I can go back and go to my playlists and play my island music. And it will have Harry Belafonte, this Kokomo, and Red, Red Wine. And every time I have the idea for a, I hear something that, ooh, that's a good island song, I got to make a mental note and come back or take my phone out of my pocket and find that song and add it to my island. Now, you're not hearing this very well because it's coming from the phone. I could Bluetooth this, but I want to show a different way. Oops. Let's go to Deo because you're really... Now, one way that we have our television here has the best speakers in the house. And if you remember from our Chromecast episode a while back, you can use the Google Home app right there. And we can 3-line menu and cast. So instead of Bluetooth, this is casting. And cast screen or audio to these different devices that are in our house, living room TV. And I think I left it on. Now, disconnecting.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since you did this, and it is a timing thing. So, yeah, it could have gone offline. But yeah.
Okay. Well, this coming out of our living room TV sounds really
great.
good.
Prove it.
Okay, and the last thing is the Groove music player. So let me stop that first. So I'm stopping my. So now I am not talking about where to go. There we go. It just plays in the background. So I'm going to turn that off.
And send your notifications, though.
Yeah. So remember my showing you Microsoft OneDrive on the iPhone. In my OneDrive, which I get from my Windows computer, that is where I put the results of any albums that I ripped. To play those, we use this app called Groove. It is just a player. It does not have any music in itself. You cannot search for any music. This is just automatically seeing all the music that I put into my OneDrive music folder. And what I can do now with it, I can say, well, since this is all my music, I know that I like them all. Let's just shuffle them and play it all. All right. So it's just playing music. Let's see if I can get that a little bit louder. There we go.
Oh, these are the guys that we saw in Cuba.
In Cuba, yeah, and we bought their CD. All right. So remember, these are the songs that I own, and they're in my OneDrive. I'm using Groove to play them. And that's it for my demo.
All right, let's see. We got some questions here. Okay, Tom says, when I try using the lens, it says, not seeing this clearly yet. It says it with several photos, including ones taken yesterday. It depends. And there's a lot to know about the lens, and it's learning all the time. That's what this artificial intelligence stuff is all about, and they're always learning. It's good with stuff that a lot of people take pictures of, but if it's stuff that you just take pictures of, it might not have it in its library. So.
No, it's actually reading and trying to understand the picture, and most pictures it will not understand. This is bleeding edge stuff.
But where it does work, it's really pretty amazing. So Bill says, Chris, turn on Alexa music in our office. Anytime you say the wake word, it's liable to turn somebody else's on. We have a regular conference call on Fridays, and most of us have these things. And Bill says, my Samsung earbuds seem to have the best sounds for my ears. Yeah, good earbuds, good headphones. That's the best way to listen to music. But it's nice to have a house full of music, too.
Yeah, and that casting to the TV really gives us good music.
Really does.
We can have a dance party here.
Well, what are we doing? I think we're about through with this. We do invite you to become a member. Go to geeksontour.com and click on Become a Member. Join now, and you get all kinds of neat benefits. Check out our website, geeksontour.com, and right there on the menu is the weekly class where you can see any of our archived episodes. This is episode number 141. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications if you click on that little bell up there in YouTube anytime we do something new. Like us on Facebook, because we like you. Well, did you learn something? I think I did. Let's go through the questions. Getting music from a CD to a computer is called A, duplicating, B, ripping, C, scraping, or D, streaming.
That's what we call ripping.
All right.
And I looked it up. I couldn't find. I said, "Well, why?" I wonder if RIP stands for something about that. But no, it's just the idea that you're ripping it off the CD and putting it on your computer.
Pretty cool. With no I can't speak. With no internet connection, you can't stream music. Music must be A, offline, B, on Google Drive, C, in the cloud, or D, on your device.
There's two answers here that are correct.
A and D.
A and D. So it's either called offline, and that's what the streaming services, if you tap on the little three-dot menus, you will see the ability to, quote, make available offline. And that puts it on your phone, but you don't own it.
Necessarily.
It's still on the phone within the app. So if you
get rid of
stop your subscription through the app.
All right. Stop paying.
Yeah, what you
the music
downloaded.
Disappears.
And then on device is the other word that means you don't need internet for it.
True or false? Dropbox or OneDrive are good storage services to hold your MP3 music files.
True. Both of them are fine for just making a backup. You know, just like pictures that are on your computer, you don't want them to be only on your computer. And so the cloud is a good backup. And just as a secondary issue, it allows you to play your music on other devices.
Okay. If your music is in a simple cloud storage service, you can't create playlists unless you also have
You have to have a music player app. And there are several of them.
There's a bunch of them.
I tried both EverMusic and Groove. And I found Groove to suit me better.
Okay. Name 2 music streaming services.
Free music streaming services.
All
so
right.
Spotify and Google Play Music have free
and
versions.
Pandora. I've been using Pandora for years and years.
Pandora, yeah, years and years. Apple, no free one.
What's the standard fee for premium music streaming?
Well, they've just all kind of settled in at the $10 a month range, but $9.99.
$9.99. Save some money here. All right,
and I think it's worth it. You know, if you like music, you don't want to have ads. You don't want to have commercials, and you want to have the different facilities for making fancy playlists and stuff.
So, Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters?
Geeksontour.com. The menu item is blogs and news, and there was just one posted there this week. So if you haven't gotten it, go take a look.
Yeah, new newsletter. And the benefits you get by joining Geeks on Tour.
The complete learning library of videos and guides, asking us questions in the member Q&A, the show notes for these shows, and 7 ebooks, including Mrs. Geek's Guide to Learning Google Photos.
Way cool. All right.
Oops.
Oops.
I didn't I didn't update this one.
What are we going to do next week?
We do plan to have a show next week. We're going to
Right.
be home, and right before we're going diving the next week. So
Oh, boy.
we'll definitely have one on Sunday.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what, maybe Snapseed on Chromebook. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Snapseed on Chromebook for next Sunday.
Right. And if you have an idea for a show that you'd like us to do or a class you'd like us to do for you, just leave those in the comments, either here or anywhere where you can get a hold of us. Just in the chat would be fine.
That's exactly what happened this week. And
Yeah.
I learned a lot
It's
about
cool.
music. So clearly we are not experts. This is a beginner's lesson. I hope it got y'all off on a right foot with music for your
Right.
phones.
And maybe later on we'll do a little bit more intermediate, not expert. Never be an expert on music. Well, I think that's about it for this week. How about that? Let's try one of these. Okay.
So keep pushing those buttons.
Yeah.
It'll take you into outer space.
And I'm Jim.
What's this button do? I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. So keep pushing those buttons. Let's see. Sign up for our newsletters and do all of that other stuff. Go ahead. Push buttons.
What? Just
See
keep
if I
pushing
care.
buttons.
Keep
You'll
pushing
learn
those
something.
buttons. Don't push that button. Oops.